Welcome to another installment of RC Bashers. Today I'm going to quickly show everyone how to make a custom ESC mount for their Stampede 4x4. Essentially, yeah, I countersunk those. Basically, I cut up a piece of Lucite, drilled it, tapped it. As you can see, it's got threads right through them both, and put in some screws from the bottom. Basically, I made this ESC mount. As you can see, it's tough enough for. It's pretty strong. Yeah, it's not going to go anywhere. Obviously, right? It's bolted in there. So I'll just kind of run over how I built it. Let me just take it apart, and I'll show you. Here it is. Now this is the bottom. As you can see, it's got a little knockout on the side here. This is on purpose because it sits up against the servo. If you look at the servo, sorry my truck's a little bit dirty here, but right beside it, it's got that angled edge there. It needs to sit up against that. So I just knocked that one corner off. So how did I make this? Well, basically I bought a piece of Lucite. This is it here. One piece of it. There's actually another half of it around here somewhere. I essentially made two of these mounts, one for my Stampede here and one for my Slash 4x4. Essentially the same idea, except on Slash I didn't have to drill it from the bottom. I used the existing ESC standoffs and just drill it right down into those from the top. But in this case, the Stampede being so much smaller, I have all intentions of running a larger motor in here. I have my Castle 1415 2400 kV. So as you can see, it sticks out way past those stock standoffs, so I had to cut them off. I just dremelled them off, and this one here as well, flush with the body. And then I built this plate basically from scratch. Previously what I had done was make this. It was a temporary little fix, but essentially it was the same idea. It sits in there just like such, like so. It's actually a perfect fit the way I built it. Right, and then my ESC velcros down to that, which once it's in there, you can pick that truck up by the ESC 8-pound truck and it won't let go. So, well, I made this from silicone. Basically, I just made a form and then I just cut it. And just touched it up a little bit, but it's pretty straightforward. It worked good for the time being, but I wanted something more permanent. So in the meantime, I couldn't find a piece of plexiglass like I wanted. I went to glass stores, I went all over the place, and they were trying to charge me a fortune to make something like this, so I decided, hey, you know what, I need one of those Lucite things that they basically display very valuable hockey cards and stuff in, right? I used to have one as a kid, but it wasn't this thick, so I went on a hunt. You can find them online, you can find them wherever. I got this at my local, sport card store, hobby kind of collectible store. And this is a 1-inch thick piece. It's a 3/4 inch, and then it's got another 1/4 inch piece, and they screw down together to sandwich, a card in between. So this worked perfectly. I just took a jigsaw with a metal blade. You want to use like maybe like an 18 tooth blade, and clamp it down really good, and go to town. It took about 2 minutes to cut it out. It stinks. You want to do those side. You get a pretty rough cut. Then I just took a piece of sandpaper, put it on a flat surface, just like this table here, and basically you just sand it on edge until you get it nice and flat. Now this is a 220 or something, and it gets it like that. Obviously, the mirror finish here, you could attain that if you sanded it enough. So I drilled it out, and I tapped it. I have this drill and tap set here, as you can see. It's all kind of spread out. Where's the tap now? Here it is. Part of it. There it is. That's part of the tap. Anyway, it worked really slick. You can pick up something like this at your own hardware store, I'm sure. I'll just show you the front of it so you have an idea. So there you go, tap and drill set. It has all the taps, all the basic tabs. You can see coarse and fine thread. And you can see these screws here that I use to tap it, these came with that actual Lucite block, and I had the correct tap to use, which worked perfectly for these. So what I did is I cut it out of the corner, as you can see. I reused one of those holes, just completely drilled it right through, and then re-tapped it, and it worked perfectly. So essentially I made that, and it works just perfect. Like, I couldn't have done it any better. Kind of toot my own horn here, but this is exactly what I was looking for anyway, because, you know, if you use the Stampede, you have to get the top of it above this servo thing here, or you got all kinds of problems, right? So this way it works very slick. It's removable. So all I did was drill tap that out, pretty straightforward. Then I just drilled it out. Once I had it where I wanted it, once I had the holes drilled, I sharpened a pencil up really fine like this here. This is broken now, but it did have lead to a lead point on it. Essentially just stick it through the hole, twist it around a few times in there, get a nice spot where you want your drill, then boom, do the other one. Pull up, had two holes, did a little pilot hole with a small drill bit at first. Then I get the bigger bit, however big you want to go, just big enough for your screws. Essentially I didn't go too much bigger than these. That's pretty much size I went, right? And then from the bottom I countersunk it. If you have a countersink bit, it's easy to do. If not, I just used another larger drill bit, like a 5/8 bit, and just rounded over top of the existing hole I drilled. And now these screws sit flush with the surface. So works great for me. Just thought I would share this with those out there who might be looking for some form of a solution to run their Hobbywing ESC in their Stampede without a whole bunch of extra work. So this is it right here. If you're really interested, you could message me on YouTube and I could make you one and sell it through my eBay account. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Any questions or comments, feel free to leave them below or send me a message.